everyone, welcome to Throwing Rod's Garage. In this video I'm going to be working on the 14T. Now I did make a small YouTube short of the catastrophic failure, some of it, that I found that night. Now I have been trying to pick up all the hay out of it, still have some up here in the chute, but I'll go ahead and take you guys along with me and show you some more that I found. It's not good. Of course, in the short that I showed you, these were the hay needles that I pulled out. And of course the baler was trying to bale them up because that chain that's supposed to control the needles to come back down did not. It broke. So the baler was trying to bale those up in the hay, and these are what it's supposed to look like. Those are good. Those are bad. Those are good. And it even bent up my needle yoke, is what they call it. It's supposed to make it go, you know, up. Shoves the needles up here into the knotters. Sorry about the sun, it's bright out. Shoves it up in here with the twine. Gets caught up in, let's see, there we go. And that little finger right there, that'll grab this twine and it will tie it up. And of course the needles come back down, and that's how you end up making the bale. It ties it up, shoots it out. But, of course, the chute is pretty rusty. Can't really help it. I mean, it's an old baler. And it really bent that yoke. It's supposed to be nice and straight, not. And that's how far back the needles came up. They were up against this sheet metal, just pried up there against there as hard as they could. Now that chain that I told you about that broke runs up here, goes down to that other little sprocket that controls this whole cam gear, basically, that runs the needles and the needle yoke. Of course, if that didn't work, the needles got jammed up in here, and it all went downhill from there. Oh, that's not supposed to be sitting down in there. Well then, well, gotta get that fixed too. Let's see what's up in here. Oh, I moved you guys down some. Oh, that's why. I was trying to keep the sun from glaring. It's got plenty of grease. I try to make sure and keep them all greased up. It's hard to keep these things super clean when you're baling the hay. It's really, really, really dusty. Oh, is that part of the cotter pin? Oh, look at that. Part of the cotter pin's still in there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Oh, it's sheared. Okay. I need some needle nose. And back. Broken cotter pin. Now, if I can get that all the way out, that'd be wonderful, but I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe. Well, the thing is once I get it all the way out, I don't know where it's going to go back in. Oh, is that the cutter? Oh, yeah. That's the tie. Ow! Sharp. Don't touch it. It's sharp. Yeah, I know. It's a cutter. It's gonna be sharp. I know that. I didn't expect it to be that sharp. I have never sharpened it. Alright, gotta use the other cotter pin, the broken one, to hopefully extract the other half, the other piece, so I can get a brand new cotter pin in there. Okay, maybe there wasn't one in there. Maybe that was it. Big old fat fingers won't fit in there. Got it. I had to make a thicker cotter pin shorter. So I just used a pair of side cutters, cut it down, and then bent it over where it needed to be. One thing done. The other part is there's a rod that goes from here down to here on that yoke, and there's actually shear pins. And of course, it sheared it. So next, I'm going to start pulling this needle yoke off because it's got to go. Now, just as a disclaimer, I don't claim to know what's going on here. I'm winging it. Because I'm too poor to go take it to an actual professional that knows how to work on this hay equipment. I figured it's old enough I can figure it out. My problem was finding the parts. Thankfully there was a local, I can't talk today. I can't talk hardly any times. I'm used to not talking, used to just working in silence. So this is new to me. You guys should feel special. My sister used to call me the mute mechanic until I hurt myself. And then she said I sound like a wild man. Because then I would make noises. Right. See how good those brakes look. That's probably asbestos. Alright, so get behind that. See what's behind it. Looks like some kind of just pin. Oh man, you telling me I gotta pull off all of that? I don't think those carriage bolts are gonna last. I do believe I'm gonna have to replace those carriage bolts. Huh? Better now than never. Come to find out, you don't have to pull out those 4 bolts and get the plate. You can pull that pin out the center. I'm gonna do that on the other side. That's so much easier. Well, I got both those slide pins out of here, but I still have to pull off these 2 bolts because this is just one big U shape. Looks like this. And of course it won't bend, so it won't come off of this at all until I move those bolts for the brake. Yay! Farm stuff. We'll put some good old Croil on this thing. And then, unfortunately, we might have to do some heat. I hope not, but that might be the easiest. With the Croil, I didn't add a heat yet, but it's working slowly. You know, I've never taken the time to see what year this baler was. If you guys happen to know, you know, where about what year this wonderful piece of machinery could possibly be, put it in the comments. I mean, because I've looked them up, and I mean, it gives a serial number. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. Maybe I should look up, see what the serial number represents. I mean, that would probably be about the best case scenario telling me. Maybe. I'm doing it on the one that doesn't spin, or doesn't sit still. Oh, you're gonna be a booger, aren't you? Just trying. Wouldn't mind getting this one back in place so I can at least try prying on it some. Well, everyone, I apologize. It's been a couple hours. I was inside helping my daughter with her homework and all that good fun stuff, and then I had my buddy come over. He loves doing Halloween, been making a whole bunch of Halloween decorations, so I had to weld up a few things for him. But I'm gonna go ahead and get back on this thing. I did go ahead and put this chain back on. The thing that was actually broke on it was the master link. The chain was good, gears are good, sprocket's good. I hope everything else is good. I did manage to get that big old arm off. Now, I did the rude, crude, and tattooed way. Sorry. The rude, crude, and tattooed way. I went ahead and just bent the brake part out of the way. And come to find out, the used one I got is bent too. So I say that's how they got theirs off of there. So I'm going to go ahead and reinstall that needle yoke back in place. Put the needles back on slightly, and I'm gonna see if I can get them lined up here with the rest of this stuff. In we go with my brand new, used, new to me part. Maybe. It's heavy. Get in there. Okay. So. Woo, almost got my phalanges. Where's my crowbar? Let's try it this way. There it is. Now, let's see. Back this way. Ta-da! Like new. Let's go ahead and see if we can get that brake set back up the way it's supposed to. Maybe easier said than done. I gotta put these jam bolts back in place. Damn nuts. I wish I can get the box inside on it. That's all right. Now, that one arm I was telling you guys about earlier, it attaches here, slides up in here, has a roll pin up here. I'm out of roll pins. Yay! I'll pick up one tomorrow. But as long as I can get this thing all the way back together, as good as I can. Oh, you know what? This just occurred to me. You know, after you fix a piece of equipment, it's good to have a tractor to test said equipment with. Mine's about 25, 30 miles away from here. Looks like I'm gonna be bringing it home. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up these pins before I put them back in. I see a little daylight through there. I was thinking if I'm gonna fit my fat hands in there to put the cotter pin in. Yep. Boom. All right. There's that. that? No, washer. Wrong washer. Right washer. Another washer. And then, I know it probably doesn't make a difference, but I just want to make sure. Uh-oh. Didn't I have a... Really? I guess I didn't. Talking to myself again. I only had a washer there, just had a nut jammed right up to the spring. Okie dokie. That's what it calls for. Anyways, I'll just be glad to have this thing back together. I really hope it works. Sure would be a shame to spend all that money on those used parts and it not work. Oh, let's see. Feels about like the same tension. I'll go back in the video and look and see how much space there is between the springs. I should have done that before. Didn't think it would be that much of a difference, but I think I was wrong. Well, according to what I just looked back at my video, this one looks correct. Now I'm going to lock it in place. And this one just needs to go in just a little bit more. Trying to grab both of them. Perfect. I'm using my micrometers. Hopefully it'll work. Perfect. All right. Now, let's get her all the way up. We'll put the needles on. Slide up there. And, oh, I wanted to see. Let's see if I can set that right down here. A moment. Stay. I bought new hardware. Didn't realize these have the large square head on them, which makes a big difference because it sits up inside the hay needle and won't allow it to rock. It sits perfectly in there. So I want to see if my new hardware, which it does, but just boogered up threads on the old stuff. It'll be fine. It'll work. Or I wish it did. See, the new ones, I even got the same length, everything. But with, let's see if I can get this down. They fit when they go in here, like so they won't move. If I put my new bolt in there, it spins, and I won't be able to put a socket or anything on there to keep it from spinning. Well, everyone, I have some bad news. As I was putting that first needle on last night, I pushed the needle assembly, the needle yoke, up to see if I can align the needle properly. And as I was doing so, I noticed that the right side knotter frame is broken. Now, yes, I can probably find a good used part, but I priced said used part that I don't know the condition of, and it is over $600 just for the frame. Now, I know some people say, oh, $600 is that much, that's a lot of money, especially to a broke boy like me. And especially since I only gave $1,300 for the baler itself. So I surfed the faith-based marketplace last night, and I have came across two good working John Deere 14Ts. Now, some of you may ask, why are you going to buy another one? It may end up giving you issues. But the simple fact is that I've already paid money for the one that I have. I've already spent money on parts. Ooh, sun's bright. I've already paid money for parts that are good. So if I'm going to buy another baler in working condition, I might as well have one that's the same and use my current baler as parts needed if failures occur. So I'm kind of at a stopping point. It really sucks. I don't have the funds right now to let go of another baler, especially at the end of the season. I do have half a field down still. And unfortunately, with having half the field down, I gotta find somebody that can come over and bale it for me. Now, I do have some great family down the road that has a square baler, so I'm gonna see if I can cut a deal with them. So, you win some, you lose some. It is what it is. I mean, what can you do? You use equipment breaks. It's not a complete total loss, but it is a damper in the whole situation. So, I guess I'll see what I can do. I'll keep you guys updated. I guess I gotta figure out what I can sell to get some money to get a new baler. But anyhow, I hope you guys liked the video. Please like and subscribe. It does help my channel. And I do appreciate all you subscribers that are already subscribed. Thank you, thank you. And I will see you guys soon.